Welcome back to Dumb Girl Podcast. We're going to do a solo episode today, and today I'm going to dedicate this episode specifically to your vision. All of us have a vision, and it came to me after one of the guests was going to come on, had to do like a last minute cancellation. I was like, you know what? I talk so much about how I created the podcast, and a lot of people have been wanting me to do more episodes, more solo episodes that I talk about wellness, personal development, creating your vision, doing like that inner work. So if you guys do love these episodes, I would love for you to comment below, subscribe, you know the deal. Just like, comment, and if you want more of these episodes, just drop it into the comments, and I certainly will prepare much more of these. But today, we are going to talk about something that everybody is talking about now, and that word is manifestations. It's like the law of attraction has been around for hundreds of years. The secret has been around, but lately, every time I'm on Instagram or YouTube, manifestation is popping up. So even right now, you're probably going to get something on your splash pages or your news feed or your trending page or your explore page that's going to be about manifestations, just because I'm talking about it. But because we're going to dedicate this episode to you, I put together a list of 5 ways to enhance your manifestations and or 5 ways why your manifestations aren't starting to open up and flourish in front of you. But I want to tell a story first. So I listen to a lot of Dr. Joe Dispenza's YouTube. I do a lot of his meditations. And on the way to the podcast studio, I was listening to something because I always want to like stay in that place of my manifestations, we'll say, always being alive. So I'm always like generating that energy that it's already present in my life as opposed to a far distance. So that's like the first thing to even think about. And he was like, if you were going to plant a seed, you wouldn't dig up the dirt the next day to be like, why isn't this growing? You would plant the seed. You would then take the action toward that vegetable or that flower or that plant to grow. You would give it sunlight, you would give it water, you would check the soil to make sure that it's getting all the things, all the nutrients that it needs, but you wouldn't dig up the dirt to get the seeds. And I want you to think of that when it comes to manifestations. And before we get into the list, I want you to just detach from the word manifestations, because there's so much. And I want you to connect to creating your vision. What is it that you want to create? Because in itself, it's just a creation. It's just what you want to put your energy to from the time that you wake up in the morning. So we're going to get right to the first and foremost thing that I'm sure that everyone who's listening to this has heard before, and that is your feelings. Your feelings. Not like, oh, that person hurt me, I'm really sad about that, but what is your feelings around your vision, whether it's making money, whether it's creating a successful business, being in a relationship, having a child, like any of those things. So whatever it is that's first coming to mind, if it's a business, what is the feelings around that specific thing, that specific goal? Maybe it's closing transactions. Maybe it's closing 10 transactions. Okay, maybe it's a little bit more micro. Maybe it's having a check of $50,000 written to you. What is that feeling of receiving that check? What is that feeling? And that's the feeling that you want to connect to. And I bring that up as the first and foremost thing because being connected to that vision of the future is going to bring it faster into the present. And just to repeat that so it really just sinks in. Connecting to the emotion of the future of receiving something as if it's in the present moment, as opposed to, here's the kicker, as opposed to those things of the past, those emotions of the past, whether it's sadness of it not being here. The more that you're like, it's not here, the more that it's not going to be here, because you're reaffirming in your mind, you're constantly reaffirming in your mind, it's not here, it's not here. So these manifestations are just, okay, then it's not going to be here. But shift it. You can shift it instantly. You can shift that feeling instantly and just connect to maybe one of the emotions. For me, a lot of times it's gratitude. Like, I am grateful for this amazing client that I receive that is closing on this $10 million home in Upper Bel Air. Like, get really clear. So number two, it's sort of like piggybacks off of the feeling, and that is writing in the present tense. And now, just using the example that I was just talking about, is that when you write in the present tense, the more that the universe, God, whoever it is that you connect to, Mother Earth, energy, whatever that specific higher being, higher power is, the more that you write it down in the present tense. And this is work for me too. I practice this on a day-to-day basis. I try to make it a point to add it into my schedule among the many busy things that we have to do on a day-to-day basis. Now we have to write stuff down. But what's really great is, like, you don't need to scroll on social media. You could take a 5-minute break, write something in your notes section, because instantly your subconscious mind is going to see it and be like, oh, okay, it's going to connect to that. And here's the work that will actually enhance. Again, we want to enhance the manifestations, but it also may be a way of looking at things that you're doing now and be like, you know what? This is no longer serving me, so I'm going to discard it. Like, discard it. Get rid of it. You don't need to bring it into the next day, but writing into the present tense. So here is an example. I am happy and grateful to receive this amazing client that is buying a home in Upper Bel Air, and then name the price point. Is it $22 million? Be as clear as you can be, because the clearer you are, the more defined you are to the goal, the more defined you are to your vision and your creations, then the easier the path of least resistance, maybe some of you guys have heard before, is it's going to be easier for it to come to you, and you're going to have less resistance, because the more resistance that you have towards it, the further it goes away. So the more resistance you have, like, why isn't it here? Why isn't it here? Why isn't it here? The further away it's going to go. It's like we make it so complicated. It's not rocket science. I do know a rocket scientist, but it's not rocket science. So it's almost like a letting go. And some people use meditation to help with this. Some people work out, but writing in the present tense is really going to open that up. I am so happy and grateful for this amazing partner that I met, whether it's a man or a woman. Like, she or he has a really great blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever it is, you want to get as clear and in detail. And remember that it's your vision. There's nobody over your shoulder checking if you're doing it right. Like, nobody, it's your vision. And that's what's so amazing. It's like, get as clear as you want. Maybe I'm so happy and grateful to do a deal with, and then name the agent that you want to co-list with. Like, create it. Like, it's such a great feeling. And I hope that this episode does bring that, like, positivity and good energy in your space today, that you're like, wait, let me just, like, take time in this episode. Like, I'm taking the time to listen. Let me take some action, which is the third thing on my list, which is taking action. Taking action is key. It's like, it's all about taking action. I'm a huge meditator and I talk about it all the time, but meditation is one thing. When I meditate, I'm reaffirming my vision. I'm reaffirming my intention. When I wake up in the morning, after I make my coffee and take Paris out, I reaffirm my vision, my intentions through meditation. And however you reaffirm your vision, you have to take action. You have to take action, no matter what that looks like, whether it's reaching out to a peer, reaching out to someone to sit at their open house. Maybe it's going out to dinner with one of your guy friends or girlfriends, like putting yourself out there if you want to be in a relationship, or if you want to make more money and you want more money to come to you. Are you making smart financial decisions? Are you saving your money, or are you just buying stuff like just buying stuff on a day-to-day basis? Like, are you putting money, even if it's $20 aside, to show action to the universe, to God, to whatever the higher source is, to create in your space? Because again, it's creating whatever it is that you want. But to be able to receive those things from the universe, you have to action that actually is aligned with your intention, which is aligned with your vision. And celebrating your small wins. Celebrating your small wins, even if it's something like, oh my God, I got to sit this open house for, Aaron Kerman or whoever it is, like whomever it may be. I got to sit this open house. Like, that's such a great thing. That's the universe. That's God presenting the potential for you to receive more clients. Or maybe you'll be in a home and you can create some content. Again, it's all about taking action and celebrating those small wins. Celebrating the small wins. And somebody said it to me last week, was like, if you have all those little baby steps and you're celebrating the small wins, all those are going to add up to these big wins. So just keeping that in mind. Again, it's like shifting the perspective in a way that you're taking action in a positive way. And it's repetition, like working out, like repetition. Okay, number 4 is being in service to others. Being in service to others. What is your vision? What is your intention? What is your manifestation connected to? Is it always about me, like I want to receive something? Or is it, I want to create this amazing business in real estate because I want to have a book of business that I've been able to help families or help investors or help builders or help developers? Like, get clear. Get clear. And in the morning, and I'll just share something that's really personal to me that has really helped shift my perspective with my vision and my goal, has been after it's almost like prayer. Like, some people are really into prayer. They're praying for something. For me, my prayer basically has been, how can I be in service to another person today? How can I be in service to another person? And maybe that's where you're blocking your manifestations, because you're like, why am I not receiving something? Why am I not receiving something? Why am I not receiving something? Maybe it's like, how can I be in service to another person? And I guarantee that you will start receiving things that are connected to your vision the moment that you shift, just by saying, like, you can even repeat it right now. How can I be in service to another person? And I don't want to say instantly, but I would say close to instantly, you will start to see things shift. The more that you're connecting your vision, your intentions to being in service to another person, even if it's making a lot of money. Why do you want to make a lot of money? Do you want to create something? Do you want to write a book? Do you want to build homes? What is it that you have such a connection to your financial vision? Those things are going to help opening up. So always coming back to, how can I be in service to another person? And last but not least, 5 on this list, this is the mother lode. So if you do nothing, 4, 3, 2, 1, this is the one thing that you have to practice daily, and that is gratitude. Gratitude for the things that you have. Gratitude for the things that you want to receive. Again, writing in the present tense, writing in the present moment, and being grateful for the things that you have. Because the more grateful that you are for the things that you have, you're going to start seeing more of those things show up in your life. And the more grateful you are for the things that you want to create, you're going to start connecting to those people that are going to be able to bring those things into your space. So this is my solo episode for you guys today. And again, if you have any questions or comments, you can drop them in the comments below. This is Jessica Fury. You can follow me at Jessica J. Fury, at Dumb Girl Podcast, and follow the real estate page at Jessica Fury Real Estate. And I would talk to you guys soon.